Mic test. Am I live? Am I live? Okay, hold on. Let me, if I'm live, let me just check my channel, make sure, everything is going well. And of course, if you're watching this in the future, everything I talk about will be timestamped in the comments and in the description. And just know that, I will try to finish this stream within 20 minutes. I'm not sure if that's possible. Because I just want to go over what is worth and what is not worth, in the recent updates in Iron Saga, which I wasn't exactly that active in PvP during this era, but I know, what is like what might be worth it considering, from what I see in game, right? So I can go through that, but in terms of the builds, how some of the units are built on how some of on how some of the units are used. Those who have to you have to ask people who actually has that in EN and such. So yeah, all right. So if I am live, let me make sure everything is good. Let me go on my live, make sure everything is fine. Just want to make sure my voice is good as well. My voice is fine as well. Let me see. It says excellent, but I need to see it first. Let me see. Those who have to ask people who actually has that. All right, seems fine. Okay, so all right, without further ado, let's start with the biggest question that I've been getting is what is Iron Saga Zero? And is Iron Saga Zero worth it? Now, Iron Saga Zero is not a new game. It is simply a server rolled back version of Iron Saga, which is mainly geared towards nostalgic players. However, the biggest problem with this game is that in NC, it was advertised as a nostalgia server, pretty early on, right? So, there isn't much confusion. But in EN, or at least globally, they seem to like almost as if advertise it as something new. Now, I mean, it does say it is a classic server, but again, it is not. It is not a new game. It is simply Iron Saga, but like maybe on a slightly better engine, so you will get some performance increases. Depending on your devices. But sometimes you might even crash because of the different engine and such. But either way, it is not a new game, and if it didn't have the free Iron Saga VS attached to it, then I would literally call it a scam because it feels a lot like it is a lazy cash grab, for people, and I guess a way to push Iron Saga VS out to people. So yeah, I don't really like, at least I don't really like how they advertise the game in globally, because again, it is nothing new. It is nothing new. It is simply a server rollback version, which again, I have two comments on this on the Iron Saga server, which I'll just show this because I don't even want to spend that much words on it, because again, I'm not gonna be playing this game because it is a waste of time. I don't think, because again, they could have given us Iron Saga 2. They could have given us something something more, but instead they gave us something probably the most laziest cash grab there is, and also advertise it again. That can make people mislead it as if it is something new when it is not. It is opposite of new. It is opposite of new things. It is just recycling old assets, making a new server, and then boom. But again, I will give props to them for not like advertising it in the Iron Saga server per se. Like they didn't tag everyone for it, so I think that's fine. So I don't think they're really trying to get, I guess, existing Iron Saga players to play it, like I don't think they want to push it that much. But I don't know. I just like everything they have done so far for this game, it is not good. But anyway, if you want to know my thoughts on it or what kind of people who might be enjoying Iron Saga Zero, here's the text I have. Here's the text I have on it. Which again, it is pretty hard because again, it is only for new players, right? If you're playing Iron Saga Zero as a new player, then you're gonna see what's new in the base Iron Saga, and then you will not. Like you might be like, oh, when are we gonna get that? If we're if we're even gonna be getting those at all. So yeah, it is just like, again, if they don't have the free Iron Saga VS on it, it is just scummy. But since they do at least give you a free Iron Saga VS, so I couldn't say it is a scam because you don't get hurt from getting an Iron Saga VS for free. That's like that's like the bare silver lining. The only players that this game would be fun for is for new player who just does not care about anything new that will be coming into the base Iron Saga. so for those kind of new players, then yes, because for any other new players, they probably want more stuff, new stuff. They want collabs, and such, which we don't even know if they will come into Saga Zero. So yeah, so for new players, it has to be someone who know base Saga exists and who doesn't care about anything new coming to it. And for nostalgic players, again, if you want to experience nostalgia, just use the unit in your in your bank. Like, just use the units that you already have, or that you had the ability to get easily in your base Iron Saga account, and then get a friend or something, and then play the old Iron Saga with them. That's, I think, the best way to to get nostalgia, and you don't need to play this era of Iron Saga 2 to feel nostalgic. But I guess, and plus, if you want to feel nostalgia, this nostalgia thing will eventually pass as updates go. So it is just not. I mean, again, of course, unless Iron Saga Zero branch off into something new, like we get something completely new, we get something completely fine, then I think it'll be. He made me a mod. Yeah. Also, wait, hold on one moment. I need to edit the thing real quick, because yeah, my Twitch is not. But anyway, so it is just not. Yeah. It is just not, not, I don't recommend it for anyone else. Yeah, I don't recommend it for, I don't recommend it for anything, for anyone, for majority of players to play. It is for extremely specific, kind of people. So it is, again, it is for extremely specific kind of player base. You need to know what you're getting into unless you're only playing it for Iron Saga VS. If you're only playing for Iron Saga VS, then whatever, right? Then that's good for all. So yeah, exactly. It is a greedy and lazy pluck. Like, it is, again, at least it gives a free Iron Saga VS. I'll give them that. At least they give it for free, which, I mean, look, I don't comment about the crashes, the performance on phone and such like that, and maybe like the hidden incentive to make people want to pay more, pay more, like, or I guess to lure people into either play Iron Saga or to play Iron Saga VS. So yeah, it is. Anyway, I think I spent enough time on this, borderline scam kind of thing. But we'll see how it goes, right? Because if this makes money, maybe that can make the base Iron Saga better. Who knows, right? So we'll see how it goes. But I would not recommend anyone to play Iron Saga VS or Iron Saga Zero, because unless you are that very, very, very specific kind of players who might enjoy, this thing, or you can play both. If you're playing both and you don't really pay that much attention to Iron Saga Zero, then I think it's fine. But I would not recommend people to start in Iron Saga Zero, and I don't recommend people who want to feel nostalgia to play Iron Saga just for the nostalgia. Alright, that should be good enough. Alright, now let's get into the but if anyone were to play Iron Saga Zero, we do have players who already make a rabbit, who already made the Iron Saga, or who already made the Iron Saga corpse in it, which is Rabbit HQ and Rabbit Annoys Rabbit. And I feel like, because things, right, in NC right now, the nostalgia server is kind of dead right now. So I have a feeling eventually our course will merge, or I guess Noisy and HQ might merge, because there's just not enough players for anyone to do the thing. So, but that's my guess. I don't know if it will actually happen, but that's my guess. Because again, the player in the server, from what I heard, is not that much. So yeah. And whatever. I mean, you guys get what I meant. So anyway, for anyone who would play it, like, who knows about all of this and still want to play it, then we have a core, which is Noise Rabbit and Rabbit HQ. Pick one, or yeah. So whatever. I don't know. And yeah. All right. So now I'm just going to go through the patch notes, the recent patch notes, and I'm just going to go through each of the patch notes, and I'm going to talk about what is worth it. I think we left off on this one last time, right? What do you think about the new? Oh yeah. Okay. So I think I threw everything here, because I think when I did the string for like this one, I think I already did for this one. So I think I got through everything for this one. I don't think, yeah, everything back then should be done now. Okay, so this is the new stuff. So new pilots, the four new pilots. In this collab, the pilots are great. Yeah, the pilots are definitely worth it. Because you just like, especially, I guess especially if you're a new player, we had one of the best free to play the best free pilots ever for PvP. That is also free, and we also have just pretty good, I guess pilots overall. If you want to, get them in the bars and such. So the pilots are pretty good. The mecha, however, it is good, but because they dropped it with a retrophy, that means you kind of want the retrophy in order to use all of its function. Now, this unit is good in both PvP and PvE, at least for a good while. I think, like, even now, I still see some not now, but like a bit ago when I was PvPing, I still see some of the units. Not anymore because of with all the the Tank and Topa things coming out, but this did last for a while. However, again, you need all 5 copies for new players. I think that's way too much of a tall order to get, so you might as well just wait for, I don't know, Emperor. You might as well just wait for Emperor or Zone or the Zone, whatever, the Mecha on a bicycle thing that'll be coming in. I don't think it will be far away. So I think it's much better to just wait for a new good unit instead of rolling for this one, because even though this unit is good, it needs 5 copies. It needs 5 copies, and you also need the his cannon pilot for even more maximum effects. So yeah, it is good, but I don't recommend for a new player. But if you're a player who, I guess, if you like this manga or not manga, if you like this anime, and if you are also competitive, I guess, then I think this will be worth it. But again, just know that you're gonna be using a lot of resources on this unit, most likely because, again, you need all 5 copies for the retrophy right away. And yeah, this should be it for the units. And now I'll just go through the pilots real quick. So the best pilots, or I guess the best free pilots in here is this one, the warrior looking person who you can get in 2000. Now, he is probably the best free pilots ever. Yeah, if not ever. Like, the best free pilot that is for PvP, because it's just very tanky, and he doesn't need to be on his cannon pilot. You can just be on a certain tanky pilot or whatever, and you can just be tanky. So yeah, for new players, or for any players, because top player need this too. For any players, make sure you get this guy. Make sure you get this warrior person. It is free, so no loss on that. And I think we also get a free. Do we get another free pilot? I don't think we do, right? Yeah, I don't think we do. But and for the paid pilots, for the other 2 paid pilots, now she is a good co-pilot, I think. Yeah, she's just a good co-pilot skill. Using the phantom spinning. So if you want a good co-pilot skill, you can just get this. But just know that there are alternatives to this if you want. So she is not exactly a necessity. I do see her being used in like quadruple act teams in PvE, but yeah, I don't really think it's worth it to just get that. Plus, again, it is only for Omega Wells for those kind of things. But otherwise, she's just a good co-pilot skill, which, again, there are alternatives, so you don't need to get her exactly. And for him, and for the Wataru, like the base, for the OG Wataru pilot, now he is good. I think he's usable on units that is not exactly his cannon pilot as well. It's not in my memory that I see that often, because I think most of the time I see him in PvP are usually with his cannon pilots, or with his cannon mecha. So if you're gonna get, like, if you're someone who is gonna get the retrophy of the Wataru mecha, right, of his mecha, then I think you should definitely get him. Like, you already got 5 copies for the retrophy, then you might as well get him, so you can have at least an alright, what is a good unit for the time being. And otherwise, I think he is still usable on on other pilots. Like, probably not as much as the creator, because the creator can spam a lot more action. But for him, I think he is a little bit more tied to his own unit. I don't recall. Let me see. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's just a more defensive version of the creators. So if you want something like the, so I would suggest, even if you're not getting 5 copies of the main of the mecha, I think you should probably still get him just as a good standalone, not non-awakened, because especially if a new player, right? If you're a new player, you probably don't have enough awakens, and if you get him, then this will be a really good unit just for you to just to get through your your events or your stages and such, because yeah, because just in case if you don't have enough awakened stuff. So overall, good pilots. Good pilots, all these pilots have a usage. The only pilot that I think is not really worth it, or I guess worth spending a lot of thing on, is the girl, because she's mainly just for her combat skill. But again, I think all three does. I mean the free pilots obviously is a must get, but the other two I think should be fine, or are also worth it to get. So alright, so I think that should be it about this patch in particular. Is there anything new? New units? Yeah, new trophy, which is that one. Yeah, and shield, and yeah, I think that's everything in this patch. Alright, how about this one? Alright, so this is the one that got Senjin Maru in. Now Senjin Maru is not worth it at all. Like even though it is worth it even though it is usable at 7-star, it is not is mediocre. It's not gonna change anything. I don't even see this guy used that much. Like even when these units are released back in the meta. Now I could forget, but I just don't see this unit that often, so I don't think it is worth it at all. It's probably gonna be usable in like, I don't know, 6v6 backups, or maybe in Zenith. In Zenith or something. So yeah, can skip this thing. So yeah, just not worth it. I said so many, so I don't know why. Anyway, because I don't even know what to say, because he's just so mediocre. So he's just meh. It's just the definition of meh. All right, now into the new unit, which is thumbnails of this video. That is the wait, hold on. The new unit is here, right? Wait, hold on. Why does it have the background of the unit, but the wait, hold on. Does it not have it? Is it bugged out or something? What is happening? Well, whatever. You know what? I will just go in here to say it. Hold on. Where is it? Yeah. So Claudius. I mean, he's probably a must-have if you're into Vatican team, but if not, then yeah, I don't think. I mean, he's good. Like I think I seen his use in both PvP and in both PvP and in PvE as well. So, but none of the role that it does don't have a better units overall. I don't have a more dominant unit. So yeah, I don't think this unit is worth it if you like, or I don't think this unit is necessary if you want to just do good in both top PvP and in both top PvP and top PvE. But if you're someone who likes Vatican, then I think you definitely need this unit, because what else are you gonna what else are you gonna get, right? So yeah, or at least for now, at least for now. But for now, it is usable. Like it is usable, if not good, in both PvP and PvE. But it is nothing. It won't top anything that is the best. So if you're someone who is low on resources, then I think you just wait for a better units and such. So yeah. Yeah, not too much to say. I should say. I mean, I don't have this unit, at all, right? But just looking at the, just looking at the data, just looking at what people have been using, right? It is nothing too great, or is nothing too worth it to invest in, compared to what is to come, especially with with potentially getters collab coming in the future, Emperor and such, and eventually we might be getting. Or if Ian is getting the TDGL collab as well, so might want to save for those instead of spending on this one, or at least use it on Zhonghui or something, which is the mecha on the bike. So, and of course this unit is Vatican, which if you have a Vatican team, if you're using Vatican team, then you probably are very very well off if you have that much Vatican things like units for for a full Vatican team in this day and age. So Another thing I know, that drop is Slowkai's rework. Now, Slowkai's rework, I'm not too familiar with it, but I've seen she being used, especially in PvE. So if you're someone who is into PvE, and I mean, for people who is into PvE, they probably already have Slowkai retrofitted or like Slowkai awakened. So yeah, I think just play around with her in PvE and you can see how she does in there. I don't think I see her in PvP at all. Probably not because she is bad. It's probably just because there's a lot more better units nowadays. But in PvE at least, I do see her use sometime, if not a lot of times. So she's definitely a unit that I can probably play around with. But again, it's mainly for top PvP or PvE players. So I don't think if you have long resources, you don't need to reawaken Slowkai again. You can just stay using someone else that is probably more versatile overall. So yeah. Okay, so overall, I think that's everything we have in these updates. Let me just check the Twitter, make sure I don't miss anything. So also let me also just see the chat real quick. Claudius, don't create trap before Emperor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically, almost looks like it. Future Mecha work. The one on the bike is I think it's worth it. Yeah, the one on the bike stayed in PvP for a good while, like because we got people going like double Emperor and such. That you mean like what else are gonna use, right? So, but yeah, I mean, I don't really see it anymore now that we are in TDGL collab. But I mean, saving for running for Emperor is definitely the best option. Saving for Emperor is definitely the best option. But if you're someone who really likes Quilong's design, then I think it will be a worthy investment because I mean, it looks cool, and of course it's just a powerhouse in PvP for not a long time, but not a short time either. So, all right, there's something. Yeah, let me go on the Twitter real quick. Yeah, let me go on the Twitter because there's something that I do want to show you, which is for the next update. Which because my next stream will probably be on Getters. So my next stream will probably be on Getters. So I just want to get all things over with real quick. So, alright, the Goddess Paradise collab units. Okay. Both the Goddess, both the Nyala, whatever, and Cthulhu, I think they have uses, in there. So let me see. Let me go into the, I'm gonna find this real quick. So, I know the girl definitely has, good usage. Where is she? Where's she in Ian? She's green. She's green, wherever she is. Is it even here yet? Is she even here? Okay. Is the update... Okay, wait, hold on. Is the update not here yet? What is happening? Hold on. One moment. Let me... I just want to see if there's anything that I missed. Oh, wait, no. Oh, wait, no. That's her. Okay, no, okay, never mind. Okay. Wait, this is new? Wait, what? Okay, so Ian doesn't have, no. Ian does. Okay, so okay, it's her and her. Okay. So okay, I think she's a paid only pilot, right? Yeah, forgot about that. So she's worth it. She's definitely worth it. If you want to pay for her, because I mean, you don't need her. Like you don't exactly need her. I mean, she is needed for some setups, but you don't need her to do good in both PvP and PvE because. But if you were to get her, then you will just get a very very strong or very very versatile co-pilot skill because she can cover a lot of I mean her co-pilot skill is fun. It's very fun. Like let's say even if she get outdated, I think you can still use her co-pilot skill for some for I guess Zenith or Apex or something because again is she worth how many dollars? Is it $15? Yeah, I would say she is worth $15 just because I think most of her skill are co-able. Let me log to my main real quick just to make sure. I think most of her skill are co-able and all of her skill are actually like usable as well. So that's pretty good. And the other one is also very very important. Are also very very good because she's actually used in top in top PvP and PvE as well. But like I think they're also built differently, depending on what you use them as. So let me just go to her real quick so I can show you guys where where's she? Okay, so yeah, okay, so I think her special, her support, and her defense all are like her defense might hold on. Yeah, like all of her Cobra skill is very good. The only downside is you only use one of it in a team, but yeah, it's just a very good Cobra skill, and for $15, I think she is definitely worth it. But no rush, because it is Goddess Paradise collab, because she is basically in-house collab, so you don't need to worry about it not rerunning, because she would it is their own IP. So yeah, she is worth. She is worth. But she's also not a necessity. Yeah, just she's not a necessity. Even though she has 3 of these skills, anyone can only use 1, and there are also alternatives for for those kind of co-pilots. So yeah, but anyway, she's definitely worth it. Now for where's she again? Yeah, now for her. No, she's pretty awesome, because she's a good support. Like she's probably the best support, right under like maybe, I don't know. I was depending on the situation. I think depending on the situation, she would probably be the best support overall, because yeah, I think, let me see. Yeah, she got good survivability, good CCs, and just overall good supportive skill for wait, no mind. Yeah, I don't think she's. I completely forgot. Okay, so I think I'll show you the builds that I have first, and you guys can probably know why she is good. I actually don't even have a build for her. What is happening? It is not exactly. But let me see. So either way, her active CL is pretty good, because she can stop. It's a very hard CC for enemies, and usually she is used with refresh core, so she can use 2 of it at once, or like she can use it 2 times in the match, and sometimes a good hard CC on all the enemy teams could potentially be game in this meta with how much damage that we're doing at the moment. So for her core, you can probably just go for refresh core, but make sure you put her on something that is, let's say, Feng Huang, or something that can actually carry her, for her to use both of her active skill, if she have if she is using it with the refresh core. And her controls, and her second skill could be a very good CC tool, and of course a good survivability tool for anyone who does attack, who does manage to attack her and such. And for her attack, I mean, her attack can already be a very good PvE damage skill if you don't have better ones or something. But actually her control can also be a very good co-pilot skill if you were not to be using her as the main pilot. So yeah, and her let me see. And her special, get more HP and more reuse. Just more survivability skill, and stealth when using ult and such. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. She's not, I mean, she is used like a support, because usually you want to put her on like a supportive mecha. But she can keep herself alive pretty good, while also being able to do very good CCs onto the enemy's teams. If you were to be using her active skill, I guess twice during the match. So and I believe she is used over, like, I don't remember when exactly, but I believe she was used as like the, not support, but like on the support mecha, like on the Feng Huang in the team, in certain era where she is basically like the the support slot of the meta. No, I don't exactly remember when that was, but that's what I remembered back then. Like she's on Feng Huang and she is just there to use active cell twice, and then boom, enemies I guess dies and such. And I guess I don't remember when she is actually being stopped being used. But even now, I think she's usable in Apex or in Zenith. Because all of the better units are potentially banned. So yeah, she's definitely worth it. She is barable, so you can try to get her in bar, I think. And also she is hard boxable, so I think she's definitely worth it, if not as worth it as Cthulhu, because she can be used both as a co-pilot skill as well as a main pilot. I mean, especially a main pilot as well. So yeah, like using her as a co-pilot skill might be like not exactly a waste, but like let's say in Apex, right? You probably want to use her as a main pilot because she can be a great CC unit, or like a great pilot on like a really good support, like Feng Huang, as like a very good CC tool for the enemies. Because again, in this meta, 5 seconds of hard CC can be can be devastating on enemy team and such. And this skill is also used, she is also used in PvE as well. So if you're someone who's into top PvE, then you kind of want to get her as well, for certain boss and certain team overall. So both of the so anyway, both of the Goddess Paradise collab units are pretty good. And yeah, and the other thing. Okay, so right, Leviting RGK not worth it at all. Don't even only if you already have Leviting back then. And even then, I don't think you'll be bringing it to PvP nowadays, because yeah, it is just not like probably usable in your third team, like in your Apex third team or something. Like let's say if you have a very fire oriented team, then maybe you can probably use it. Which I'm really stretching here because it is a scam, I guess. So don't roll for Retrophed overall. Just don't roll for Retrophed, because it is just not, most of the time, if not all the time now, Retrophed are just not that great, which is pretty sad. You cannot even use him as a TPS. I mean, you can probably, but it will not be better than the whole units nowadays that we have. So yeah. Yeah, not worth it. And alright, so what else? Am I missing anything else? I think that's everything. Yeah, I think I covered about everything on what is worth it or not. And is there any other maybe pilot trophy that is or pilot rework that is good? Yeah, I covered Sulkai reworked. Is there anything else? Yeah, I covered the pilots. I guess Kujimaru. Now, I think Kujimaru is usable probably in what's called what's the card again? In limited arena, maybe, if you lack units, which I don't think you will, because you probably already have the Gunbuster mecha, the Gunbuster ships. Like I'm trying to think. Let's say you skip Gunbuster so for some reason you didn't get the ships, but you have this unit, and you also grab Jorm RGK the plane. Probably could be a good choice, but again, it is very, very specific. You probably might as well just use just use a Gunbuster plane, or if you have Jorm RGK, then just use Jorm, and then another Gunbuster tank is probably better. But if you skipped Gunbuster, if you skip Gunbuster collab, then Kujimaru as well as the Jorm RGKM can probably be a team for that. But yeah, I mean, at least it is developable. So if you but I don't really think, let's say if you're saving stamina, then I don't really think it's worth to get all the copy of this unit. But I mean, you do get, but if you're planning to at least retrophed, the main mecha, then you do need 1 copy of this, which I think you can already get from finishing the last mission. So I don't really think so. If you want to save your stamina, then you don't need to get this unit at all, because it's just it will be a waste of stamina. So all right, so let me see if there's any questions. Limited arena. If you're wanting heavily and not going to Emperor and Saint, true, basically what you said, just save for Emperor, save for Saint, and then maybe you can save for TDGO as well. That's like the best advice overall. So you know what? Everything I talk about here, I mean, the planets is fine. The planets is good, but the mechas, you can skip about all of these and just save for Emperor, save for a Saint, save for TDGR, basically. Yeah, that's basically how is it? It's a future. Okay, yeah. All right, so not too much questions overall. So you know what? It's 35 minutes. Okay, I think I'm calling it. I don't want to get this stream for too long. So I'll probably. I don't know if I'll timestamp this because I think I go through a lot of these pretty quickly. So good luck, I guess. Good luck. The next stream will probably be next month when Get a Collab drops. So we'll see you then. And thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you all guys next time. Goodbye. If I miss anything, I will timestamp it in the comments and in the description and such. Or clear out any mistake, and clear other things, because again, I'm not exactly too active in PvP in this meta or in this era, but from what I saw, in videos and in PvP data, that this I would know what is worth it to get and what is not, especially with what's being used at least now, especially. So, well, anyway, goodbye.